And welcome back. You know, our next guest is the executive director of the Meet the Writers Incorporated. She joins us to speak about her organization and how it has continued to help students develop a love for reading, and that's very, very, very important. And to highlight a major milestone she recently celebrated. So please welcome to the show, Michele Weisman. Michele, welcome.
Thank you, Bob. It's so great to be here. Thank you so much.
We always have you pulled in from somewhere, maybe in Brooklyn, Bronx, somewhere at home or in your studio or at your office. But to have you here, this is great.
Thank you so much. It's so great to be here.
Yeah. Give everybody like a little overview of what you're all about and what you've been doing.
So our big milestone was we celebrated 10 years this spring, which was really incredible. We've been doing this for 10 years.
Wow.
We've reached more than 55,000 students, and we've given away more than 35,000 books. Little discrepancy because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
And we're continuing to do the work. And what do? We basically work with schools to bring authors to their schools to meet their students.
Yeah.
And when we come to a school, every student on a grade participates. It's not optional. It's not moderated by a parent. And they come, they meet the author talks to them, and maybe the author reads aloud. There's usually a Q&A. They ask questions maybe you and I wouldn't ask. And then there's this moment where they get to talk to them kind of like we're talking, one-on-one. A kid gets to say, you know I was supposed to read your book, but I didn't. But now I'm going to read it because I've met you and I'm really interested.
Yeah.
And so or the author says, I love your hair. And that's really an important moment. The kids are like going around like this, feeling like, oh my God, this is really important. And all of this really drives reading and interest in literacy. And
isn't that a little bit better than social media, or it adds to social media? You get a chance to see the author, you can look them in the eye, shake their hands, and
yes, I think it's definitely better than social media. I think it's better than watching something on your camera, on your phone, on your computer.
Yeah.
I think that especially when they're talking one-on-one, it seems like this is a real person.
Yeah.
And maybe it's a real person who looks like my mother or father or aunt or uncle or me.
Yeah.
And hey, I could do this too. I could tell my story. I just heard someone tell their story, and now I'm usually talking to my friends, telling my story. I could be the writer. I could write down my story, and my story could become a book.
And I can identify with that person because I met them.
Right.
So I can see where they're coming from. Or I can choose to disagree because I'm reading someone's book. Maybe it's not my way of thinking. But the magic of it all is that you had the opportunity to find out what it was all about.
Exactly. I really think it is magic. And they talk about, there's a scholar named Rudine Sims Bishop who talks about mirrors. You could read books that talk about your experience. You could really see yourself in a book. That's a mirror.
Yeah.
But also windows. You could read about someone else's experience. And I think that's very powerful.
Yeah. So how do you choose the authors and the books to bring into the schools?
So I choose them in a number of ways. One is I talk to the school and see what resonates. What are kids studying in school? What are they reading about? What are they talking about? Maybe a lot of third graders study birds. So maybe there's an author who's written a book about birds. Maybe there's a book about a different topic. Maybe a school was talking about immigration, and so we had someone write a book about immigration. But I also go to the Bronx Book Festival. I go to the Brooklyn Book Festival. I go to the Teen Author Festival. I go to different festivals because I want to make sure that an author has written a great book, but also is a great presenter. But I can't stand in front of 200 students and be like,
That can be difficult sometimes.
and that doesn't work.
Yeah.
So I want to make sure that it's a good book. It's a person who might resonate with the school community, but also is a great presenter.
Yeah, and someone who knows how to use the identification technique. Let me see. Let me try to see if they can identify with me. I'm going to use some lingo that they use, and just to get my way in, and
For sure.
and just open it up.
Absolutely.
But I remember when you first started, and you were looking to add more schools onto what you were doing. Yeah, that was like 8
Yeah.
years ago, maybe 10 years ago. I don't know.
Well, so at 10 years, we're still working with some of the schools that we started working with 10 years ago. And our first school, in fact, was in the Bronx, in Highbridge section of the Bronx, the Highbridge Green School. We're still working with them.
Yeah.
That's really powerful. But also new schools. This year, we started working with a school in the Rockaways in Queens. The principal came with her students to a program at Symphony Space where the students met authors, and the principal said, we've got to do that at our school. We've got to bring authors to our school.
Yeah.
And I had worked with her assistant principal, and so we ended up, the principal said, we're going to bring 9 authors to our school this year. And so that was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, to keep people interested in the age of social media, to get them continuing to read even throughout the summer, because once they get a summer vacation, I'm going to go do sports, I'm going to do this,
Right.
I'm going on summer vacation, and sometimes they lay the book down. But if you give them the incentive to read it over the summer.
That is a great question. In fact, at 3 schools, they got books in May and June, and they're going to read it over the summer, and they're going to meet the author in September.
All right.
For example, I brought one along by author Patricia Park. She wrote Imposter Syndrome and Other Confessions of Alejandra Kim. And students at Lab School for Finance and Technology in the Bronx at 149th Street, actually a little lower, 145th Street. Every high school student got the copy of this book, and Patricia's going to come meet them in September. And I'm really excited about exactly for the reason you said, because it prevents summer slide, they say. So in theory, kids are going to read the book, maybe over the summer, maybe the first week in September before they're back at school, and they're going to meet the author. And so we're doing this at a few schools.
And they'll get a chance to interact and talk about what they read.
Exactly. They'll talk about the book, and they get to ask the author questions. They get to ask questions like, how did you become an author? And how do you make money?
Yeah.
How much money do you make? I mean, kids ask questions, and usually the author answers. And I think that's also a very powerful part of the program, is that the author, this may not be what's true for you, but this is what's true for me, and I'm going to tell you about it.
Wow. Imagine if they got some gift certificates to remember they used to give gift certificates to Toys R Us.
Right.
If they read a certain amount of books over the course of the summer, and then they would have 10 maybe questions that they had to answer.
Right.
That was
It's a great idea.
that they had back in the day,
It's a great idea to incentivize.
Yeah.
I mean, there are often incentives, for kids who read a certain amount of
throw in
books.
some gift cards.
Right. Yeah, it's a great idea. Thank you.
I didn't catch that on camera. The gift cards we shall put on camera later on.
Yeah, that's great. So in answer to your question, I'm always looking for new schools and also new authors, even though over 10 years we've built a robust network of schools and a robust network of authors, but I'm always looking for new authors. I just got this book from an author, Mika Song, called Night Chef. This is an advanced reader copy I'm going to read. I read all the books that I bring into schools. She comes to schools and talks about another book called Donut, Feed the Squirrels.
Yeah.
And she talks to kindergartners and first graders. And to keep their attention, she might do some reading, she might do some drawing, and then they have to do the donut dance.
Yeah.
So all the kids are up doing the donut dance. But authors send me their books so that I get to read them and decide, would this be a good match for a school? And I'm excited to read this because I think it's going to be a good match.
That's great. That's great. Yeah. And you know how to do the donut dance? I have a floor that you can show.
Well, I'm not going to stand up, but I will show you. The author, does the donut dance, first small and then big. And she says to the kids, "Do you want to do the donut dance?" And they're like, "Yes." So that's one of the nice programs. What an author might do with kindergartners is different what they might do with 8th graders.
Yeah.
So that's different.
That's
what we
good.
talk about, the topics might get a little more serious than the donut dance.
And for 10 years, and what you have any give and takes, and challenges within the 10 years? What would you add to the program? What have you learned within the 10 years of doing this?
What have I learned? I feel like I've learned a lot. I feel like what we've been doing since the beginning, a lot of what we've been doing since the beginning has been working. I really love that every kid participates, whether they want to or not. They can't say, nah, I'm not feeling it today, I'm not going to come. They come.
Yeah.
And every kid gets a book, because often kids will be like, they'll get their book and they'll say, I get to keep this? And I was like, yeah, you get to keep it. They're like, really, really keep it? Like, not return it to the library? And I'm like, yes, really, really keep it. And you see the kids walk around with their books during the day. And it's
great.
very, very swell. So I think that's working. So every kid gets a signed book to keep. And I feel like that's very powerful. Sometimes they say, nah, we don't want this book. But then we say, yeah, you take the book. And then they have this moment with the author.
Yeah. So what would you add to the program? What do you think you need to add or maybe remove from the program?
I don't know.
Better.
After the 10th anniversary, I feel like it's now very open. What's for the next 10 years?
Yeah.
And to be honest, I don't have a good answer now. I mean, I think this summer slide, some things that we're doing, more books over the summer, I think is very powerful. I guess I'll add one thing. We've been doing events with authors who say, we want to launch our book in New York City. We want this to be the first time, the book birthday, this is the day it's published. We want to introduce it to kids in New York City schools. And so we've been doing more of that. And that's very exciting too. The authors are really excited. It's the first day their book is out in the world, and the kids are really excited.
Anything
so that's
coming
something
up?
new. What's coming up? In September, we're doing these three summer
the
reads.
authors coming back to meet with the kids.
I wish I knew. I don't know. And on the one hand, I'm really excited because we're going to keep doing what we're doing, and then there's going to be something new. I guess one of the things, we work school by school. We're going to start to work, I think, district by district. I had some conversations. I think it was District 7 in the Bronx. Maybe I got that wrong. And we're going to try to do things district-wide. And so that's going to be exciting, where it's not just an author talking to one school, but an author talking to maybe 10 schools. I think that's going to be really exciting, just reaching more students.
Yeah. Are you thinking about using multimedia? Maybe just sitting in auditorium? That's not personal, though.
Yeah, I don't know. You know, sometimes people say, oh, we need to do audiobooks or we need to do other things. And I guess maybe I'm a little old-fashioned. I really want kids to pick up the book and say, I'm not really a reader, but this book makes me feel like I'm a reader.
Yeah, but you know what made me think that? When you said you're going to do districts, I thought maybe a big screen and auditorium and the author's there and they get a chance to see. But you really have to be with the youngsters.
I really do want, I don't want to give up this one-to-one moment. I'd love to reach more kids. So that's a big question. I don't know. I don't really know. It's always exciting to me to start working with a new school and go to a new neighborhood and start working with a new author.
Got to be there, boots on the ground.
I have to be there, so I'm always there. So Meet the Writers is always there.
Well, you can't do that other thing then. It's called Meet the Writers, so you have to be there.
So we have to be there. Meet the Writers is always there. The author's always there. We know how to get there. We know how to get tech. It's all set up. And so we're always ready to go. And I have young people helping me, young and old people helping me, which is really great.
You want to give them a shout out, people who are working with you?
Well, I've been working with I have a group of people working with me, Brittany, Simone, Tess, Nikki, Susan. They've been working with me and they're really helpful, make a difference. One of the things I've been doing is been putting stickers on these books, Meet the Writers stickers. I have this dream that someone's going to see the sticker and say, what is this amazing organization? We want to fund you. And so that's been part of our program. That's the assistance.
Are you looking for funding?
Always looking for funding. We've got some great funding, but always looking for more.
If you're looking for more, I've got a great camera for you.
Okay.
Let me see. Shall we look into this camera right here?
Yeah, that would be great. I'm always looking for funding. Always happy to talk about that. We're looking for funding to fund the book, so every kid gets a signed book to keep. And so that would be really fantastic. I wanted to mention that I brought these two books along for you, Bob. These are books that I talked about last time called All American Boys. This was co-written by Jason Reynolds and Brendan Kiley. Brendan Kiley is local. It's an amazing book written by two authors, two kids who experienced this incident of racism. And Brendan comes to schools to talk about it. It's really amazing. I want to give this to you because I've talked about it. I want you to read it.
Thank you so much.
And then this is a book by Harlem and Portland author Renee Watson, who's really incredible. This is a book of her poetry that I feel like it really resonates. And I think you need to have this too. Black Girls, Your Atlas by Renee Watson. So I think you have to have both of those.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yes.
I read a lot of kids' books. I don't know if you do, but I hope you read these.
And we have to get that list from you that I can post on my Make the Grade website.
I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's great.
So if someone wants to contribute to your organization, where do they send it? What website?
They can certainly go to my website, meetthewriters.org. We have a new platform where it's no cost to you, no cost to me. It'd be really great. So, yeah.
So thank you.
And anyone is welcome. Anyone who would like to say, I'd love to see what this is about, they're welcome to come with us. We have a few things on the calendar. Lots more is going to be added once school starts.
Yeah. Listen, thank you so much. You know, you're always welcome to come.
It's always great.
Our house is your house.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Michele Weisman, Executive Director, Meet the Writers Incorporated.
Thank you
for
so
the
much,
books.
Bob.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
We'll take a quick break. I've got more coming up next.